here tonight, and no problem with speaking Bangladesh. Bengali. Okay. Because I have the same problem when I go to Korean meetings, of which I'm Korean. I don't speak Korean, so they're just gawking away. I have no idea what they're saying, but it's a pleasure being here. Over the course of a few years, and some of you I have met in the last 2 weeks. It was a great time. My family and I had at the picnic. That was really nice at Woodley Park, and appreciated being able to talk and also listen to the academics talk about the concerns about family. What CD 13, Council District 13, as you know, that has it goes from Hollywood into East Hollywood, wraps around Silver Lake Echo Park and up into Atwater, and has a little bit of Glasso Park. So it's a very diverse and rich district, which really is something that is very appreciated by myself. Knowledge of my background, I was born in Seoul, South Korea, and when I was very young, it was right after the Korean War, and very difficult to keep me, and they had to make a very difficult decision. If I were to survive, they would not be able to keep me. And so they made a very difficult decision to turn me over to the authorities so that I might live. And I know that was very hard for them. So I went into an orphanage, but by some very good fortune, and I believe I'm probably one of the luckiest people in the world, an African-American family from Los Angeles when I was 3 years old. And so I was brought here to Los Angeles and grew up in central LA. You're kind of familiar with it, especially back in that time, very gang-prone, very difficult area to grow up in. But it was also an area where I learned how to live with very many different cultures. And obviously, me being Korean, looking Korean, living in an African-American family, very unique circumstance. But living that way, I took on their culture. Asian, inside I really have the African-American culture that I was born in. As I grew up, then I began to encounter and interact with a lot more Asians, and so now I'm more balanced in my identity, both the African-American and the Asian culture. And so that's what really attracts me and makes me so excited about 13. It is so many different cultures, so many. And one of the things that's very important to me is, as we do all live within the same area, we each maintain our individual identity. And it's so important because you, the Thai, the Filipino, the Latino, and all the other Armenian, all the other cultures that live in that district have very unique histories. And many of those cultures are very much still tied to their history. And obviously many of them also have great ties back to the homeland. And that's something that we really need to preserve as we work toward the common good within the district. And some of the things that you hear everyone say, we need to obviously within our district. And I liked the Muna theme last weekend, and that was family. Really, what my job is to make sure, as your councilman in the 13th district, that you can raise your family there, that you can have the opportunity for your family to be safe, that you and your family can work, prosper, have dreams about what you would really like to become, and be able to fulfill them. There is parks, there are libraries, the streets are paved and the lights are on, and the things that make us really want our families to live there, I am ensuring that it is there for you. I had said at the Muna conference, I said, I'm not really here to be a councilman, I'm not here for a title. Currently I'm a fire chief. I've been with the Los Angeles Fire Department for 34 years. I rose up from firefighter all the way up to second in command. In essence, the fire department is a business that's in providing public safety. And so I've ran the city. I've ran the city in very difficult times, very tragic times, through earthquakes, through storms, through a multitude of disasters, brush fires, and everything else. I've worked with the council people, I've worked with the mayor, I've worked with any number of agencies. Give you kind of an example. When the Katrina hit New Orleans, we got a call, the mayor's office got a call from FEMA and said, be prepared to receive thousands of evacuees. And after much discussion in the mayor's office, some efforts to get this thing rolling, they couldn't. And because of my past background in running the city during times of disaster, and within an hour, I had already been on the phone, I had already called everyone I needed to bring in, beginning with, I called over to Los Angeles County. I need your emergency management people. I need all your social services agencies. And within the city, we brought in all the city departments, had representatives from the council offices, the mayor's offices, and all the different agencies within the city. I had to then call in LA Unified School District, community colleges, MTA, many other cities, and also all the nonprofits. And within 2 hours, we had representatives from all those different disciplines and agencies in a room. Lost everything. And they're going to land on our land here in Los Angeles, and they will have nothing. And we need to recreate their lives. It's not like a brush fire where, you know, as you experience living here in LA, you see it on TV, you may have experienced it yourself. People have to evacuate, they go into a gym and they have some cots and they stay there for a few days. This is nothing on the level of that type of magnitude. We're talking about something where people literally have nothing. And they are going to be here for potentially months, if not years. And it is our responsibility to recreate their lives. And in closing, I told them, we cannot fail. We will not fail. These people are dependent upon us. And so within a couple of days, we had everything set up for them, so that when they arrived, they would come into LAX, get medical screening, they would get a security check, they would get their identification, their animals taken care of, taken into a reception center, where they started getting the things that rebuilt their lives. First thing they had to get was housing. Next thing they had to get was food. Next thing they had to get were jobs. Next thing they went to enroll their kids back into school. If you were trying to do job training, you went into the community college system. You then got your transportation. Everything we took care of, because we had to literally recreate these people's lives. And when they walked out, we even had the things down to entertainment, because they had nothing. Why I'm here, and it's the only reason why I should be here. I'm here to hear your interests, and as you are talking in your tongue, that's fine. I need to listen. Even if I don't understand you, that is my job. My job is to listen to you and take what your concerns and issues are and turn them into action and into providing and taking care for you and your community. So again, I appreciate the very open and warm invitations and embracing that I've had over the course of years, and especially in the last few weeks. I appreciate it. I look forward to working closely with you. And again, we are one community, but we're also many very unique and individual communities that need to preserve and have your interests taken care of.